For this third lesson, we're going to be covering about interactive sessions. Okay, so just as a matter of refresh, you can go into the interactive apps, clicking right up here, and it will give you this list of ones you can select any of them. Let's just do a desktop function, okay? So if you click on desktop, and if you click actually on any of these, you will be redirected to one of these landing pages. And here we call these launching pages, okay? So you will be asked for a Slurm count, and we've covered that before. It's just the queue in which your job is submitted, right? You can have general access accounts if your lab has a it has a specific account that is allocated for all lab members. You can use that one. If not, you can use the traditional general access backfill and backfill two and quick test. Right? And we talked a bit about them last time. So just so you know, that's where the partitions go when you submit the job. Then you select the number of hours that this will run, the amount of memory that you want, the number of nodes, the number of cores, right? And then the GPUs if you need any, right? And then in this specific part at the end, after those are the standard ones, right? So you get accounts, Slurm account or Slurm queue or partition, those are the names, number of hours, memory, nodes, cores, GPUs. After that set, you will get the application specific ones. Right? So in the case of desktop, that's if you want how wide do you want it, how high do you want it, the resolution of the desktop to be. There's a default there. I will show the default on most of these, right? The other ones, for example, like Jupyter Notebook, you'll see the same thing. Slurm account, hours, memory, cores, GPUs, and then specific to Jupyter Notebooks, what Python version do we want? In this case, Anaconda 3.8. And you can change it. You can go ahead and click on Python 3 or Python 2 or one of the Anaconda versions, right? And what in the path to your virtual environment. Now, if you want to use Python, head to the Python module because you need to go ahead and read about how to make your own virtual environment. Virtual environments are necessary to be able to run your own, to be able to organize your code in between multiple projects. But I won't get into it here. Please watch the Python module there. Okay. Now, there are other specific ones. RStudio will ask you the same ones. You'll see account, hours, memory, cores, GPUs, and then the R version, right? And if you want any extra modules, and these are all optional here. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how different one of these looks. But we're gonna go back to the desktop. Let's go review that we have everything okay. General access, number of hours, memory requested. I only want 2 gigs. I don't want that much. Number of nodes, number of cores, and then nodes. It can be one or two, and you can keep on going, but usually we keep it at one if you don't know if your program does distributed computing to actually separate it between nodes or communication between them, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and launch this. So once you launch, you will be queued. So you see you're put in the My Interactive Sessions page, and it says queued up here, right? And as you can see, the status does change there. And then we see, wow, that was pretty quick. Okay, so we get a running job. It will always say how many nodes, how many cores you have, and then you'll be able to go ahead and click on launch. That will open a separate page, and you can see this is how the desktop looks, right? I told you it looks similar to how um, it looks similar to how your normal desktop looks on yours. Okay, so you can go ahead and surf through your files. You can go ahead and use the internet. You can go ahead and use your terminal here, or just run different programs that you have on there. Okay, now there's one more thing that we got to talk about the interactive sessions, and is a session ID. Okay, once you have a session, it will have this ID number. If you click on this ID number, you'll be redirected to the files of this specific job. Okay, so if you're ever asking for help and you're like, I don't know where the error happened, right? Look at your logs. You may have an output log there. You will have an output log there, right? And you can go ahead and click on it. You will get these files. Don't be scared by the file. It just tells us what happened, right? And if you ever have problems, I would download this and send it to us and be like, hey, this is one of the first things that we require of you when we ask for jobs. And we can search for it ourselves, but if you provide it, it'd be much easier to know what maybe went wrong. Okay, so let me head back over. All right, so that is the session ID and how that works. Okay, but just as a clarification, please use it if you're ever submitting any errors, or if you even yourself want to check, hey, where did this go wrong? Why is the program not running? Maybe it didn't load one of my libraries, etc., etc. But in the meantime, that's how it works, right? And then if we want to stop it, we can always click delete, or we can let it burn out. In this case, it's 58 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and click delete, just because I want to keep it clean and not keep my jobs running. But yeah, and I'll see you on the next video to talk about job management.